What's up, y'all? This old man, I'm back with y'all with a twofer for today, like I promised. So let's get into it. So look, today we're gonna talk about the reptilians. You seen the title. Now, I'm gonna give you a whole nother take on them. So look, let's talk about what a reptilian is. Let's talk about where this shit even comes from. So they're talking about the draconians, right? First of all, we look at the Anunnaki, Inky's have draconian, and then on top of that, let's see. The story of how the Draconians fell, they were dragons who lost their wings, is identical to that of how Lucifer fell and how Satan had to crawl on his belly, after giving Adam and Eve the knowledge. And you realize to gain knowledge, your Kundalini, the serpent energy, has to rise up to the third eye, which will awaken all your knowledge, and then you remember who you are. In the Nasa Bible, they say God is a jealous God because he has something, you have something he does not, the soul. And I just told you, the soul is the Kundalini. So this explains why God doesn't like the serpent. See what I'm saying? So it would make a lot of sense as to why we were taught today that the serpent is evil. That the serpent, that the Draconians, that the Reptilians are evil. Now, in this book, Kalipov, it's like Kabbalah, Kalipov, and Goetia. Yeah, that's it. Something like that. You can look it up. They talk about the 3 minor chakras at the back of the head. In the reptilian mind, you got 3 minds. It's like monkey, mammal, and reptilian. The reptilian mind is the self. You feel me? But to open your third eye, to activate it, not to open, to activate it, you have to go in the reptilian mind. But we're taught to hate reptiles. We're taught to hate the reptilian, the serpent, and all this shit. But you have to acknowledge the reptilian nature before you can evolve. You see how weird it is? How backwards this is? I see what I'm saying? I just made a TikTok on this. Like, it was very short, and I was like, bro, I feel like it's a conspiracy. You know how the government kind of leads religion and dictate? I feel like they got on this spiritual shit and did the same thing. Well, I call it natural. I feel like they got on this shit and did the same thing. They was like, bro, as long as we make the reptiles seem evil, just like they did with the Bible, people ain't gonna fuck with it. You see what I'm saying? People will be afraid. You're afraid of knowledge. You're afraid of the reptile. You're afraid of the serpent. You're afraid of yourself. You're afraid of the dragon. Which I think the dragon fighting the night represents. There's literally humanity fighting the spirit. And once you stop fighting it, because you see, the dragon destroys humanity, destroys your humanity. Once you stop fighting, this is why it's called the dragon's eye. You have to die. Look at the story how Shiva opens up his third eye, everything within it. He burned all that he thought he was. And ash came out of his body, meaning there was nothing left. The dragon destroyed him. He was born anew in an instant. Once you die, you are instantly recreated into a new form. This is why they say God created himself. You create yourself in your image. Can't say this shit if you're not doing it. This is why you don't see no one else saying it. Because no one's real but me. No one acknowledges the reptilian but me. And I'm giving y'all the sauce. But once you stop fighting the dragon, it gives you all its knowledge. And the third eye is knowledge. I know. This means I know. I see. I can see. You feel me? We getting there, my boy. But yeah, you can't get there unless you're taught to hate them. And this kind of goes into vampirism too. We're taught to hate vampires because who comes from the dragon bloodline? Dracula. But you learned that the ego, I learned that the ego, I figured this shit out on my own. Like most shit, but I was gonna say everything else, but I was like, no. I have to give some credit to Bobby Hemmett, Occult Lectures, New Life Tools, all of them. They're goats. And Dr. Phil Valentine, we don't agree with everything that they say, because they all talk about getting away from the flesh. Can't do that. You want to be forever, you can't do that. So I'm sitting here thinking, yo, that goes into that too. Cause and I'll say how the natural ego, like the earth is vampiric. Cause think about it, you're already dead. If you was really alive, you wouldn't need to eat to sustain yourself. You wouldn't need to take another life to sustain yourself. And remember, at one time, humans was identical to angels. Couldn't tell the difference because they both ate from the mouth of God. They was breatharians. You feel me? The lungs was the primary digestive system. So I'm like, That's why they're so fucking huge. It's for a reason. But you keep smushing them with the food you're eating. And, you know, we come from, they say in Hinduism, we come from Kalima. That's the blood goddess. See what I'm saying? Lilith, we come from Lilith in Western. You know what I'm saying? When you get into it. She's a vampire queen. You feel me? So, my granddad walking by. Back onto the reptile hate. When I was talking to my friend, I was like, when your third eye's opening, you feel real reptilian. That's how it feels. Like, whenever you focus on my eyes, will get real big, and I'll get quiet. I'll just be looking around. You know what I'm saying? That's that attack mode. When a predator looks at you with big eyes, that's that attack mode. You feel me? You're on a mission. You're on a mission. You know what I'm saying? You start seeing shit. People think when your third eye open, you're gonna be home. Nigga, it's go mode, bro. It's go mode. You a whole different beast. Like, all you know is dead. All you know is gone. You've been burned. Look up the story of how, like, Sagura explains how Shiva opened his third eye. Everything's gone. You're a whole other person. You're a whole other being. You evolve. You know, but you can't get to that part because, like I said, you have to open the little 3 chakras at the back of the head, but you are not acknowledging the reptile self. You was taught to hate the self, the reptile, the flesh. We're taught to hate the flesh. Why y'all think black folks got webbed hands for? Do your skin not look scaly like my skin is scaly? You feel me? Like, a lot of black folks look like dragons, look like reptiles, look like lizards, look like snakes. That's a reason, bro. You feel me? But you over here running from it. Oh, Satan, I don't know what Satan is. Don't even know what Satan is. Satan is the self. Really, bro. Satan is the self, and the self is God. Like, Saturn used to rule this planet, bro. Saturn is Satan. Like, y'all, Chronos, you feel me? Like, you gotta open your mind, bro. You gotta study and not be afraid. Once you have knowledge, you can see. You can see in the dark. See what I'm saying? Because, bro, the only evil is ignorance. Outside of that, bro, it's nothing. Like, everything's scary till you learn about it. I used to be afraid of wasps, but now I play with them. Because I understand. Killer recognize killer. Predator recognize predator. Destroyer recognize destroyer. They don't bother me. Not afraid of them. You know what I'm saying? When you know your nature, when you understand your nature, when you start to, I'm not fully there. I'm not going to cap like I am, like most of these folks be doing. Yeah, they be saying the same shit every day. But when you understand your nature a little more, the more you understand your nature, the more you understand everything else, because you are this. You know what I'm saying? You are this. Not everyone, but most people, like, you are this for the most part. You feel me? So the only reason why you're running from animals is because you're running from you. That's just a part of you that you're not comfortable with. I'm comfortable around spiders now. To a degree. To a degree, you feel me? Like, I don't run away and hide them. I don't scream. I never screamed. I never ran and hide, but I'm not freaking out. I don't freak out. I don't run to kill them. I don't do all that shit. Nah. It's me. Why would I do that? You feel me? So, the Dracos, the Draconians is nothing to fear. The Reptilians is nothing to fear. It's you. You're running from literally your soul. The serpent. Like, it don't make sense. It makes sense because, you know, you're brainwashed. But, you know, this is why it's important to study mind control. Get the book Mind Control 101. You can't keep running from yourself and expecting to evolve. It's impossible. You feel me? So, that's it, man. You like me. I see y'all tomorrow.